Just got done editing this interview. You guys are going to love it. Before I do that, though, I want you to know that I'm going to be in the comments for the next 30 minutes or so answering your questions. If there's additional questions you want me to ask the CEO next time I interview them, leave them below. Or if you're just loving the data points I get CEOs to share, click the thumbs up button below. That's your way of telling me you're loving this stuff, and I'll get you more of it. Additionally, again, I'll be in the comments answering any questions you have. All right, for 30 minutes. Enjoy the interview. Hello, everyone. My guest today is Dan Uemura. He is the founder and CEO of a company called Push Press, helping boutique gyms grow faster. Dan, you ready to take us to the top?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
All right, man. Let's jump in. So what came first, like the software development brain or your gym brain?
It was a little bit of both, actually. So I was a software developer for companies like MySpace and stuff down here in LA. Became a member of a gym here and was totally not impressed with the software that they were using. Did a little research. Found out that company was pretty much the behemoth of the industry and decided I wanted to look into making the software. So in order to do that, we opened a gym because we figured the best way to understand how to build the best gym software is to open a gym itself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what company was it that was doing a bad job?
Do you want me to call them out specifically?
Yeah.
MindBody.
Okay, MindBody, great. So you didn't like their software. What year did you open a gym?
2010.
Okay, and I mean, where'd you get the capital to do that? I imagine that's not cheap.
Came together with a few partners from the gym. Opening a CrossFit style gym, it's about $100,000. Doesn't take a ton.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Just do it. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys opened a CrossFit gym together. Now, did you know that you were going to go into the gym specifically to dig around to learn what software to build, or did you think the CrossFit gym was the business?
So I had already fallen in love with CrossFit. So in the worst case, if the gym was it, I would have been fine. But I did it because the bigger picture was to try to build software behind the gym.
I see. Okay, so now today, on average, what are gyms paying to use your technology?
About $140 a month.
Okay, $140 a month. And when did you write the first line of code for the actual software?
The first line of code that survived today, we threw away a few copies, was early 2013.
Okay, so you're running the gym for 3 years before you really get the code written for the software.
Yeah, the first two versions we kind of threw away. First version, we built on top of WordPress. That's why our name was Push Press. And then we decided it wasn't robust enough. Second version, we built to be our own merchant processor, and it was just too much legal problems. So we got on Stripe pretty early. And
you don't enjoy sitting through PCI compliance reviews?
No.
All right. So 2013, you get the code out. How much? Okay. Well, I mean, how many months did you spend building the code before the first dollar of revenue?
So we actually have two revenue streams. One's kind of a Stripe's a kickback. So we got Stripe kickbacks pretty immediately. But the first real SaaS revenue, we didn't start billing until 2015. So we were kind of like free because we were such an inferior product to everything out there. We were free for the first 2 years, and then we started taking money.
Okay, how much money did you sink into the MVP between 2013 and 2015?
It was a lot of man hours. I was a coder. My other co-founder was a coder, and we probably put about $50,000 total into like everything else.
Okay, so $50,000 MVP plus a lot of sweat equity.
Yeah.
So if I look at the cap table for the software company, are all the partners, so the same partners that open the gym on it, or is it just you and one other person?
It's me and two other people, actually. Me, Chris, and Brian, three co-founders.
Okay, got it. And are you guys now 100% focused on the software, or are you still running the CrossFit gym as well?
No, we're all out of the CrossFit gym, so it's all software now.
All software. And when did you guys get out of the gym? What year?
So Chris got out 2 years ago. We were owning two different gyms. So Chris got out in 2018. I got out early 2019.
Okay. And then 2013 line of code, 2015 first SaaS revenue. How many customers today paying for the SaaS product?
A little over 1,000.
Okay, about 1,000. Okay, so can I take 1,000 times that 140? You're doing about $140,000 a month in revenue?
Correct, yeah.
And where were you exactly a year ago, just so we can calculate growth rate?
I just remember our MRR was about 86.
Okay, that's really healthy growth. Now, have you guys bootstrapped or raised capital?
We took a debt round late last year, but that was the first money we've taken.
Okay, this is like, and by the way, Dan and I met guys at Dan Martell's event in Atlanta a couple weekends ago. Dan, by the way, is a very impressive golf teacher. I mind you, we can get into that later. But Dan, a lot of people don't understand how debt works. Can you just explain how you learned about it and maybe what your deal looked like to whatever you can share?
So yeah, we kind of went down the route initially of looking at the lighter capitals and those type of guys. I didn't really feel comfortable with the repayment terms necessarily, although in the big picture, it's still obviously much cheaper than taking venture if you know your revenue is growing. So we never went with a lighter capital. It wasn't enough money to make sense for us. And then we found out that we could get a pretty decent deal with a SBA backed lender. It was Union Bank we ended up going through. So yeah, that's what we did.
Okay. And what was the maximum that like a lighter capital would give you?
I can't remember the terms now, but I think the initial one would have been under 100 grand. Like
Yep.
it was probably, yeah, it was less than like 1x monthly or something like that. I can't remember.
Yep. And then what did you end up doing with Union?
Union gave us 500,000.
Okay. And what did you use that money on, or what are you still using that money on?
So we're using that money on marketing, some growth, getting some sales together, and building out a little bit of product as well.
Okay, got it. And can you give me a general sense there? You know, is that a term loan with a flat interest rate, or do you pay back as a percent of monthly revenue?
That's the term loan with a flat interest rate. So it's SBA. So we got a pretty good interest rate. I think it's like 7% or so.
Okay, that's good. Interest only for the first 12 months, or no?
No, we're paying capital. We're paying.
Okay, I was about to say
down.
that's where a lot of entrepreneurs, man, they are just, it's incredible because you go raise $500,000 and do interest only for the first 12 months, and then on month 10 you refi at a cheaper rate. So you basically use capital to grow, super cheap, didn't have to pay back principal early on, and because of how SaaS works, they just game the system and it's smart.
I'll take that in the next one.
Yeah, call up the Union. Listen, I heard about this interest only thing. Why didn't we get that in our term sheet? All right, so cool. So I'm not. Look, I'm going to put you as you're bootstrapped. I mean, you're doing this a smart way. You haven't have to give up. You didn't have to give up equity. You didn't have to give up any warrants or anything, right? To Union Bank.
Nope.
Yeah. So basically bootstrapped. Okay. Now here's the question: how much are you burning each month? Again, with this 500 grand coming in, net burn.
Net burn right now. We've actually chipped it down. We were 40 or 50 grand a few months ago. We're now down to about 15 or 16.
Okay. And how much of the growth over the past 12 months would you credit to the capital from Union and your ability to invest it to get customers?
That's actually to be seen. So we actually closed that money in November. So I think we actually got it funded in December, early December. So we're still pretty early in spending it. But yeah, I think this is going to be the year that we grow, starting with that.
How many folks are on the team today?
16.
And how many engineers?
3.5.
3. All right, 3. Any quota carrying sales reps or no?
No, our sales people are full, not quota carrying.
Okay, and we talked about this in Atlanta, but you know, churn is so critical in any SaaS company. What's your gross revenue churn each year?
Gross revenue churn per year. So while our gross revenue churn per month varies between 1% and 3%.
Okay, so call it worst case 36%, best case 12% annually.
Yeah.
And so now let's add back expansion revenue on top of that. How much expansion revenue each year? Customers upgrading.
The expansion revenue, I mean, so our what is it, net churn or net MRR churn per month is about 101%. So we're actually gaining a tiny bit on the MRR.
Yeah, so net revenue churn of 101% would be very bad. It means you lose your whole customer base every year. But I got what you said. What you're actually saying is your net revenue retention is 101%.
There it is. There it is.
Everyone knew what you meant. No problem. But that's great. So your expansion revenue more than makes up for your churned revenue. Obviously a great spot to be. Now, to get a new customer that's paying you $140 a month, what are you spending on fully weighted CAC?
So right now our CAC's pretty low because we haven't done much marketing. We've been doing a lot of content and authority building because we've owned gyms and we know about a bunch of gym owners. So our CAC's really low. Last I checked, I think it varied across what we were talking about because we have a freemium tier and then a pro tier. And I think for the active freemium clients, which are kind of like engaging into pro, our CAC was around $450 per client.
Okay, that's not bad. So it's like a 3-4 month payback period.
Yep.
Where are you spending that money?
So a lot of it's on we're counting our success team into our CAC and the little marketing spend and stuff that we have. So our sales, and we call them success because our sales, and we don't have a support team. We have a sales and support team are combined. So they both switch hit. So that whole team we're putting basically into the CAC costs, and that's pretty much it.
That's good stuff, man. All right, Dan, let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, favorite business book.
Leaders eat last.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Tons. Let's see. I've been paying a lot of attention to Reid Hoffman right now because we're trying to scale.
Yeah. Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building the company?
Oh man, lately it's been Airtable. I've been doing everything in Airtable.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
4 to 6.
4? That's not healthy, man.
No, I know, and I'm a fitness guy.
All right. Okay. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married
Any
with
kid?
kids, yeah.
How many kids?
Two.
Two. Wow.
Two.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 44.
44. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Oh, that basically everything that humans do is built into frameworks. This is my big discovery this year, and everything that you're building can be built into a framework that people can understand.
Yep. Guys, there you have it. Push Press launched back in 2013 after they bought his own gym and wasn't happy with the gym software. They've now launched in their pure SaaS play, serving over 1,000 customers, 1,000 gyms, paying on average $140 a month, doing $140,000 a month right now in revenue, up from $86,000 a month just a year ago. So obviously a nice growth rate there. They raised $500,000 in debt at about a 7% interest rate on an SBA-backed loan, which is nice. They keep all their equity, no traditional VC raised, only burning about $15,000 per month as they look to scale this year. Currently 16 folks on the team, 3 engineers, net revenue retention 101%, and payback period of 3 months. Super healthy economics. Dan, thanks for taking us to the top, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
These CEOs rarely give these kinds of interviews. I hit them hard, I get the data, and I want to do it more. So if you want to get more of this stuff, make sure you subscribe up here. And then additionally, go check out one of my other CEO interviews right now.